Welcome back to BR163 on Farming Simulator 25, where our Brazilian adventure continues. It's episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, off the back of the previous episode, I said I had a fertiliser contract to do, which I've just finished, which I'm very happy about. Now, we may have just stumbled upon a result, and I'm very happy with the result. Actually, what we need to do first is we need to go to there. Cross and complete on that. Collect. Thank you very much. Go back across there. I was looking. Yes, I was in here. I was having a look at some of the contracts available, some of the harvest ones and stuff, and I was looking at some of the equipment and machinery. And I suddenly thought about ploughing. I thought, oh yeah, we could probably go and have a look at the ploughs. And then I suddenly thought, oh, you know what we should do? Let's have a look in the used vehicle sales. There might be a plough. There's not a plough, but what there is that 51% off. Now, 27 up to 33, we're on a 24 at the moment, I think. And that is saying, yeah, that's on a 27 metre, 51% off for 35,665. Oh no, I've just realised where I've gone wrong with that. We haven't got the weed seeker or pulse width modulation. If I had those on, oh blimey, no, forget it. I suddenly thought, that's amazing, the price, that's incredible. Of course it's really low. What will that put that? 73, 90 grand. I think we'll get about 50 back on ours. Although to be fair, I wouldn't need the front tank, so we could do that. Just thinking, 89,665, 51 back, 30 something. You know what? It's probably not a bad idea. We are upgrading. It would take us from our tank capacity at the moment, which is 2.7, up to 5.2. Although we have got 900 litres left in this, but I'm not sure where am I going to be able to unload that. If I sell both of these, also means it takes the weight off of these because it's trailed. You know what, I might do it. I might do it. It's going to be expensive, but then we are doing a lot of fertilising and we are doing a lot of herbicide contracts. So again, it will pay for itself in the long run, and having the Trimble, the weed seeker and the pulse width modulation, probably not a bad idea. And if we take these back to the store, we'll get more money for them anyway, especially with all the bells and whistles on them. So you know what, I'm going to do it. We're going to upgrade. Upgrade and trade. Just makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, because I don't own the land. Will it let me unload this? I can try, can't I? Well, we've got 900 litres. Yeah, that's almost 900 litres. That's almost 1,000. Yes. I can't really just say let's just throw that away. That would be a bit bonkers, wouldn't it? Or will they pay me for it? Probably not. Whoa! Pickup's down here. I did come down. What did I bring the pickup down for? I can't remember now. It's here for a reason. Can I unload this here? Not getting the option to unload at all. No. Oh, that one's saying unload. Oh, there we go. It did let me. That's a result. I didn't think it would. Right. Let's see what we get for these then. If it's anywhere up around 80 grand, then we're absolutely sorted. It's worth every penny of that discount on the other one. So, stop there. So, what are they offering us for that? Yeah, 60,900 and something. And then 4,000, so that's 64 grand. That's not much, we haven't got to put too much towards that, which I think is pretty good. So I think what we'll do, let's sell that. We don't need the front tanks. We're already up in our amount anyway. Am I going to regret? No, we don't need that. No, we don't. Sell it. Still got that. And then what we'll do, I'll whiz into the store and let's buy this second-hand bit of kit. I'm going to find their hiding place. I don't know where they every time I walk in, But then by the time I come to leave, once they realise I'm here to spend money, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, they're all here, aren't they? There you go, see what I mean? Let's turn these off. It's always the way. Yeah, that's the result. Now I could, if I wanted to recover that last little bit of money to get us back to what we were on, 144 grand after that. No, what we were on. Oh, whatever. Doesn't matter what we were on. I could buy and sell some used machinery. I'm not going to. Oh yes. Oh yes, indeedy do. It's a big old bit of kit, isn't it? And the good thing is, these don't require horsepower to operate, do they? So I can still run it off the back of this. Once it's full, it might be a bit trickier, but that's a nice upgrade. Let's get our 900 litres back in here. And let's head back up. Actually, no, while we're here, what was I going to do? Harvesting. Was I going to pick up a ploughman one? Do I buy a plough? Or do I lease one, or do I borrow their equipment? That's quite a small plough, but it's not a particularly big field either, is it? You know what? Let's borrow items. While we're here, might as well. Always out to that field and we'll get it done. Let's pull this up there. Got a whole load of stuff to get back. I suppose I could send a worker off, can I? But, yeah. And again, I suppose when you look at it, it's not a small piece of equipment by any stretch of the imagination. That's a big old unit. Grab the front weight first, and I'll crack on. Oh, I didn't even really pay attention. Field 1, right down the bottom. That's field 4 above it, isn't it? Yeah, I know where we are. I know where we're headed. Let's do it. Let us do it. Do we have a fold plough? Yes, we do. For going down the road. Not all of them have it, and some of them don't have the wheel touch the ground. Some of it is all off the back of the 3-point. But then, to be fair, this is quite a big plough. So, again, on the scale of, you know, when you get into the 6, 9, 12 metre, then up to those big old what are they called now? Like the 20 odd metre ones. But let's do the trick. We're all the way down there. Should get my beacons on, and I'll get this done. I'm really pleased with that upgrade to my sprayer. That's really cool. It was just one of those chance things. I'll have a look for a plough, and as I scrolled down, I thought, well, hang on a minute. Used equipment. Let's have a look. Yeah, result. So this fell into my lap as I was driving down this road with the plough to do field 1 down the bottom there. I drove past here and I'm looking off across to my right thinking, that field looks like it's ready to harvest. And I checked in the contracts, nothing. Kept checking, nothing. Did the contracts for the ploughing, which you've just seen, and I've just completed it. And that was, I'm trying to think, I'm all out with my days. Anyway, that was kind of late in the evening. Came back in, boom, harvest contract available for soybean on this massive field on field 4. And it pays out a chunk. So this is the gear that's been supplied to us. It'll take a bit of our money off us, but it's an AF11. Oh! The trailer's a bit of a weird one, actually. It's not a particularly large trailer, but we've got this, and I love this. Oh, it's a brilliant bit of kit. It's very, very nice indeed. So, the contract then. 48,975 is what this contract pays out on field 4. It's not as big as field... maybe it's as big as field 9. It's difficult to tell. Actually, you know what? While we're here, let's just double check. I did take another fertilising contract. Cultivating, there's nothing else that stands out particularly. No. So yeah, we're going to be doing a big old... well, a big old soybean harvest. Lucrative, to say the word. To say the least. And let's see if we can make it lucrativer. Or more lucrative. I'm probably going to, if we have stuff left over at the end, which I'm hoping we're going to, I'm going to do the same thing as I did with the seed. Now, when I did it on the previous episode, this has been recorded straight off the back, to be fair, and that video has been edited and literally just gone up. So I have no idea how people are going to react to that. But I don't mind. I'm going to do it anyway. I like Jason's idea. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm going to convert some seed over. We're going to store some seed, but I'm going to sell some if we've got any left over. It's a big contract. It's a big field. I don't see why we wouldn't have any left over. Just realised I haven't left myself any space here. We're not without potentially dragging down some of this sugarcane. This sugarcane field is the one we've got a harvest contract on, field 5. Oh, that header's not actually... That's interesting. The header doesn't have a collision on it. I thought it would. Now, I must say, the other thing I'm not sure about is on this map, does soybean? Oh no, it doesn't matter. It's a contract. I'm saying, does soybean have a swath? But I don't want it to or need it to have a swath. Now, considering really, I know this contract pays out. I mean, it pays out a lot, and it's a big field. Actually, I'm looking across the right thing. It's not that big, but it is. So it's going to take a while. This holds a fair amount, which is pretty good. Now, I'm pretty sure we did we do both the fertilising contracts on this? I'm trying to remember. That's what we could do, actually, while we're going along here. If we go up to here and go across to... I won't show on here, will it? Because we've got precision farming on. But when you're doing the contracts, normally it shows. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a big contract. It's going to take a while to do. So we're going to chug along and we're going to get this done on top of the bits we've done already. There's nothing on my farm specifically that needs to be done at the moment, so we can crack right along with this. And I'm going to stick with this a bit. I know I said on the last episode when I was doing the contract for sunflower up at the other end, I say the other end, I said, I'm pretty sure I said, if we come to our map, look. No, I was right. Oh no, I'm going to get absolutely hammered in the comments, aren't I? I said I was heading north. And then when I came to edit, I suddenly thought, I'm not heading north, I'm heading east. Because I thought that this way was north. It's not, is it? No. So I think on the video I actually put up, it came up on the, I edited it up as saying the word east came up. No, I wasn't heading east at all, I was heading north. I was right in the first place. There you go. Teach me for doubting myself. So we're heading south now at the moment. So yeah, we did the harvest contract north, this one south, and I thought, you know, we'll do a bit more of the actual contract. What I think we might do, let's do that and that, just for a moment, so we can get our line right. Which actually means coming back the other way. Oh, we should be alright. And then what I'm going to do is do that, Go into there, turn that off. There we go. And we'll get her done. Now, while I'm doing this, there's some things we probably need to discuss. Hang on, did I come off? So when I turned off the line, it took me off the line. Oh, that's brilliant, isn't it? How very helpful that is. There we go. We're on the line. Yes, so anyway, stuff we need to talk about. I mentioned in episode, was it the last one or the one before? I can't remember. it was one of the episodes. I talked about the charity event coming up with the Country Trust. That's on October the 11th, 1 PM I think we're starting. I'm pretty sure that's what's set in stone now. So I think the Country Trust might have done their actual official announcement. So we've got that coming up with a few content creators involved already. We might get some more coming on board. I've got a couple of interviews I'm going to do while we're doing that. And we're going to do some different segments with some different stuff. It's going to be fun and entertaining and very, very cool for the Country Trust charity, which is actually awesome. I've got a little video I'm going to play. When I went to Tom Pemberton's farm, I didn't put up a video of that trip, because the content I was recording that day, I was editing together into a video to show on the day we do the live stream. That's the point. So anyway, that's coming up on October the 11th. What I also need to talk about while we're doing this, and I think Farmer Cop's already put his video up now about this, is Llama 2026. I know everyone, you know, it's this year's, but it's in January, so obviously we're into 2026 by then. So Llama 2026, we are going to be attending again, and we're going to be having the Farm Sim community meetup, which this will be the third year. The third year we've done the community meetup. Now, a few things have changed. We're going to be having the meetup at the Arden Hotel where we had it last time. We are going to all be at the event. We're all going to be at Llama. We're all going to be milling about. Now, as far as I'm aware, Giants are not attending Llama this year, so there won't be a big Giants booth where we normally kind of congregate and people come and meet us. So if you're going to come to Llama itself, you can kind of meet us when we're all wandering around. We might find a place where we can kind of meet up and you know, chat and that kind of stuff. But I think generally speaking, we're going to be wandering. Now, the community meetup doesn't have anything to do with Giants. This is not part of their cultivator program. This is the community meetup we've done, like I say, for the last 3 years. There are only 90 places available. I'm going to put links in the description. There's a link to Eventbrite. You actually have to sign up this time, and there's also a £10 fee this time. And I know the last 2 years we've done it free, and I don't know how people feel about the £10. We tried to make sure it wasn't too expensive. The last 2 years, the first year, Farmer Cop and DJ Gohan pretty much funded the whole thing. A few people, we sort of chipped in with various different things here and there, and other people did help, you know, don't get me wrong, they did, but they funded pretty much the whole thing. Last year's was pretty much funded by Farmer Cop, and we did have some donations as well last year towards it, which is absolutely great. Some people just said, you know what, here's some money towards it to run the event, because it's not cheap, because we have to pay for an event space, and we laid on food, you get a free t-shirt. So this time you're getting a free t-shirt, there are 5 raffle tickets and a buffet dinner, and this year there's going to be like seated tables at the event, so you can sit and you can eat. It was a little bit difficult last year, they kind of laid out rows of chairs. Anyway, that being said, I think last year's event left, I think Farmer Cop had paid out, it was thousands, it was a lot of money it paid out, because obviously you got to pay for the event space, and then we couldn't bring in our own caterers, we had to have their caterers. As you can imagine, it mounts up, it adds up. So there's a £10 fee, and also last year we had a lot of people sign up for spaces to attend and then didn't come, which prevented people that did want to come from coming. So we said if there's a fee, and again you get a lot for that, you're getting a t-shirt and raffle tickets and dinner, you know, it's fair, I think. But the cool thing about it as well, obviously there'll be loads of content creators there. We have the raffles, there's loads of giveaways. I think last time we had like 30 odd giveaways, and we struggled to get through them all over the course of the evening. It's brilliant. It's a great event. It's just a chance for people to get together and chat and just have a bit of fun. You know, that's the point behind it. So there'll be a link for Eventbrite if you want to sign up and you want to get yourself a ticket. Like I said, there's only 90 available. Last time they went within a few days. Literally, tickets just got snapped up. There's also a link in there if you want to donate to the Farm Sim community fund, I think they're referring to it now, and that will be any funds that go into that will go towards these events to pay for these events. So if we have any other ones, generally speaking, and so far it's been Llama each year we've done, and like I say, that, I mean, that'll probably cover that. But if there's enough money in there to cover the event and there's money left over, we're looking at other events that we could host, and any funds in there that people have donated go towards it. So I know, you know, like I say, and again, I'm not begging for money. I'm not, you know, we're just saying, look, this is here. We, and I say we, Farmercop, MrSealyp's helping Farmercop. Loads of people, we've got a Discord, and loads of content creators are all throwing their hat in the ring. If you need help, the Average Viking, one of his friends, helped supply the sound system stuff last year, so we didn't have to pay for sound system, which was absolutely amazing. We had the guys from, I'm trying to think, it was Licht is the company that supplied us with some stuff, and also we had last year was Icon City, which do a similar sort of thing to Stream Decks, that kind of thing. They were there as well, and they did some giveaway stuff. So yeah, potentially we might get some support that way as well. But anyway, yeah, so all that being said, I'm not saying you have to, I'm just saying it's there if you'd like to. If you like attending these events, that's absolutely fine. If you want to attend the event, there'll be a link for that. If you're not interested in the slightest, that's absolutely fine as well. But I just thought, you know what, we'll get it out there, we'll talk about it, because it's going to be happening, and it's very, very cool. I look forward to it every year. It's a great opportunity to meet up with people that I generally speaking only see once a year, sometimes at FarmCon, then sometimes at Llama, for meeting up with fans, subscribers, Farm Sim fans, you know, subscribers and fans of the other content creators that are there, and we get to interact and chat and talk about things that we're interested in, and people share their stories, and it's brilliant. It's great fun. So anyway, yeah, that's all of that. Those are the things I had a list of things I had to talk about in today's episode, and that's that bit done now. We've nearly done a full round, and we've nearly got a full tank, which is pretty cool. And like I said, this is going to take a while. Am I going to do the entire thing in this episode? Yes, but obviously there's going to be some cut bits. I'm not going to be able to, if I just keep going up and down, the episode will be about 4 hours long. I suppose technically I had this weird thing last night actually, where I suddenly thought, oh, you know what I'll do? If I'm going to do a big harvest like this, I'll live stream it. But I had already recorded the first couple of bits earlier on, where we got the new sprayer, we did the ploughing, and I thought, oh, then the problem is that gets missed off, and I've got to be careful. Let's drop that down, do that, bleep, and off we go again. We might miss a couple of bits here, depends how good my initial line was before I put on my GPS. Let's hop in here. It's always nice to do a bit of in-cab as well while we're doing it. These harvesters are absolutely mammoth, aren't they? Absolutely mammoth. There you go, 98, we're nearly there. On a full tank, 99. And boom. Right, let's go and get the lorry. Oh, I love the sound of this thing. It's so cool. It still sounds brilliant. So I don't think this has got a particularly large capacity, so we can be backwards and forwards a little bit, I think, with this. let's get that unloading. The other thing we need to double check as well is where are we delivering to? I think we're there. Okay, it's not too far. We haven't got up to the top there either. I left this on. There we go. There you go. Let's go. Right, engine off. Now, why come off? Let's do it again. I know we are on the right line, aren't we? Yeah. It's because my initial line wasn't great the first time. You can see up the other end where we switched it on and it kind of brought us back into a better line. So I think this should bring us back along okay. Right, bleep. Bloop. Whoa! What happened there? Oh, it's just not doing two lines. That's interesting. Let me just double check something. Yep, it's just once round the outside. So, what we need to do now... I'm just trying to bring me back into line with the line. I thought it might be two round the outside, but it's only the one. There we go. So, a bit of up and down the square. Let's go. It suddenly dawned on me, I was about halfway through doing the harvest contract. What time are we in now? 10:39. And so I thought, I didn't come and get a second box of tools. I needed 2, didn't I? It takes 10,000, I only delivered 5. So I came down, purchased another one, and I'll go back to carrying on. Right, so I'll take this out, drop this off at the bridge. I haven't seen any discernible change at the bridge, I don't suppose, until this is just tools being delivered, until we actually deliver some resources, whether it be rebar or concrete. I don't know what's going to be next it requires. Whatever comes next, I guess we'll see some change then. I didn't even look at the prices for those actually, I just went back to the tools again. So yeah, we'll see, but I'll get this done and then I'll get back over and we'll get cracking on that harvest. I can't believe I did that for a second time. Oh, what are you like? What are you like? Well, the soybean field just over to the right there. I don't think that's come up as a contract yet, but I'm sure we'll do alright out of the other one. Unless, of course, it doesn't necessarily scale up just because the contract's bigger and the field's bigger and there's more crop that will end up with more left over. Usually it does, but it's not a given, so it still pays out nicely. It's still lucrative no matter what, isn't it? There we go. That's better. Cool. Right. Take this back to the farm. It's 11:21 in the morning, knocking on lunchtime. Let's put GPS back on. I've just done another unload of 20,000 litres. The trailers, just trying to think, what we've got left here, I reckon we might get another, if we got a full strip, maybe another 4,000 litres, maybe another 5 potentially. So the trailer won't be full. We are at 94% of the contract complete, and I can't remember, I think we delivered, I want to say 80 something percent. Might have been 75, 76. I'm trying to remember now how much we delivered. So it'll be very telling to see. Turn that round, drop it back down, cruise control, GPS back on, and away we go. Yeah, so last bit done. It's taken a while. Actually, I might need to do another strip. I'm looking at the angle of this. I don't know, we might get away with it. I always find it interesting when I do anything like this, especially on big harvests and things. No, I'm not saying like in the past, over the years, I haven't done, you know, I know when I was doing, God, was it Stone Valley all those years ago, and I did that massive, was it potato or sugar beet harvest? Sugar beet, wasn't it? I think I had 4 or 5 sugar beet harvesters running, and it still took hours. I mean, it was ludicrous. And at the time, we didn't really have, because if you remember as well, think back to this, on Eureka Farms, TNT Modding was one of the first people to start doing what was considered at the time the ludicrous capacity trailers, the crazy width headers, You know, he did that on Eureka Farms, and he got in a lot of trouble. He had to change the map because there was a bit of backlash from a few of the different manufacturers and companies saying that's not what our equipment does. The license that you have is not for that, and he had to change a load of things. So then you started seeing a lot of lizard stuff coming out like that, or a different brand. Now it just seems to be a free-for-all. So that was, you know, I place people like TNT, Alien Jim, I mean Chris S, Riley S, 82 Studio. There's a few guys out there that over the years have really pushed the boundaries of what we can do and what can happen. They're by no means the only ones. I mean, there are loads, but those guys. So yeah, and there's people then say, when you do this quite clearly off camera, you just get a massive header. You do it really quickly. That would make sense, wouldn't it? It would make more sense. You're absolutely right. But the thing about this is, I enjoy playing the game. I love playing Farming Simulator. I always have done. And I've said this many times before, when I started playing this was about me relaxing when I'd finished work and that kind of stuff, and then it became my work, But I still love playing it. I really enjoy playing it. When people say the game's unplayable and it's broken, and I must admit I'm not having that many issues with it at the moment at all. I know people are encountering all different things, and that, I'm not saying that the problems you're having aren't real and that kind of stuff, but I genuinely really enjoy playing it. So these jobs that take a long time, like I've said many times before, I'll put on some music, put on an audio book, and I'll chug away. And I'm blissfully happy chugging away. Could I and should I, off camera, utilise some Chris S, Riley S harvesters and have a 50-metre wide harvester header and then do the rest of the harvest in 5 minutes flat, then come back to you and say, oh, that took 5, I could, I guess. Would that make more sense? Probably. Yeah, I guess thinking about it, it'd probably save me a lot of time. But again, like I say, I enjoy playing the game. So I don't know. What did I end up with? 5,341. So I was around right. It was working out each row was about 5,000 litres thereabouts, something like that. So we're not going to be full. But our contract is now saying 95% complete. The harvester will sort out getting the header collected. We'll lower that to the floor. No. Just close the harvester. Fold that. Engine off. Job done. So I'm going to take this over, and this will be the final unload. So I need to save the game before I do, just in case anything goes wrong. And what I'm going to do, I'll do a segment at a time, because there's not so much in the back section. I reckon I'll do the rear section first. Middle section is quite small. Maybe I should do it the other way around. Big section. Yeah, maybe, because I've got two smaller sections that I can probably control the flow a little bit easier, maybe. I don't know. And that's only based on the possibility of having some soybean left over. And if we have, I'm going to go up. It's going through the seed treat auger. So what I'll probably do, you've seen me do that on a couple of episodes now. I'll probably just unload this. We'll see where we get to. I'll take up whatever we've got. I'll unload it into my silo first, because unloading from this onto the seed treat auger might be a little bit trickier. I kept it from the previous episode. I didn't release it again. It didn't seem a lot of point. I have added some more seed treat to it, so I didn't know how much I'd have here. So I think I've topped it right off, and I'll run a load through, and we'll see how much seed we end up with. I'll fill up the two trailers that I've got, the two 10,000 litre ones. If we fill both of those up, great. And possibly we might need to do the auger as well. I'm trying to work out the best way of doing it. I'll give it some thought. Anyway, and then, like I say, we'll go and sell some. The money that we're going to make from the selling any seed we've got depends how much we get. I might keep some, sell some. I don't know, but it all helps towards the finances for the farm. My dilemma now as well is, while we're heading up here, that plot of land that's got the greenhouses on, which has got the secret seed sell point. I haven't tried anything else there. It was when Jason messaged me the other day, he said he's just been selling seed there. I haven't tried any other crops. If I buy that land, they then become greenhouses and are no longer there as a seed sell point. So what do you do? It's a bit of a dilemma, that. I guess the other thing to do, and I can't remember from when we did the initial review, under our greenhouses, Oh, we have got them. Okay, so if we wanted to, I could still use the Brazilian greenhouses because they're in the base game, in the map mods. We could set up our own South American sort of little greenhouse bit with a couple of greenhouses like it's got there. That's what made me think that supplementary water tank. We've got one of those at the farm. That's why I thought we had a water tank at the farm. Maybe the one we've got is decorative. So yes, I don't necessarily need to buy that little plot then. We could leave that as a sell point, and I could set myself up some greenhouses. Yeah, I might do that actually. So maybe then we'll put some money towards greenhouses. So in a way it becomes a circle of life type thing. I'll sell seed at those greenhouses to pay for some new greenhouses. At least my options open then. So we are tip side front. R1 and triangle. Keep my finger over it and keep an eye on the contract. Oh no. Tip side middle. Well, this is what I was talking about. We might not be left with anything at all. Okay, so contract complete. We sold a little bit before I managed to press the button. We got 16,673 litres of soybean left over. That's not bad. If we consider that could potentially triple or quadruple, that's a fair bit of seed. So I'll see you up at the farmstead in a little bit. Either there might be a little clip of me running some through the auger, I don't know. Like I said, I'll put this in the silo. I'll complete the contract. So the contract now, because we borrowed equipment, I think the equipment we borrowed was nearly £2,000. So if we come to here, yeah, 47,675 we'll get, which, I mean, that's a nice enough payout anyway. Yeah, it took me a bit of time, but, you know, it's all good. We got another big contract, nothing massive. I'll get a fertilising one done. Ploughing one there for £8,000. And to be fair, if you're on a map where most of the contracts are coming up and they're all around the 4s and 5s, I'd be picking all those up. I am plucking up the ones that pay out the most because it kind of makes more sense. But I've been on plenty of maps where you don't have big fields, you don't have high paying contracts, so you pluck the ones you want to do and you gradually work your way through. I think Riverbend Springs, I can't remember how many contracts we end up doing. I've done plenty of Let's Plays where I've been into the hundreds on my contracts, literally hundreds and hundreds of contracts. But why not? Nothing wrong with doing a bit of contracting. I'm waiting seasonally for what I want to do on my fields. We've already got grass in, we're waiting on that to grow, and then we'll get some work done on that. Like I say, we might do some greenhouse stuff. We do some greenhouse stuff. I don't know if they need manure and water. I'm not sure what those greenhouses required. I didn't really pay attention. I was just looking at the greenhouses and whether they were available or not. Come on. So we might have to go to the animal dealer and buy some manure because we haven't got anything that's producing any. I was just about to unload into here and I suddenly remembered I thought I'd better check because I wasn't sure if I'd used all the soybean before, but I didn't use it all, did I? We've got 10,000 litres left in here. So once this is dumped in, we will have just over 26,000 litres in here. I'm only going to use the 16,000 litres that we've just got of this contract. The 10 I'll leave in here. And when we did oats through the well, I've got it set up there, the seed treat auger, I didn't use all that either, so yeah, I just need to make sure I was paying attention to what I was doing, which is fine. The other thing I was going to say was someone asked me, actually, go to rear, dump that. Someone asked me about the seed treat auger and said they've been looking for it in the mod hub and can't find it. It's not in the mod hub. The AGI pack stuff was added into the base game in the last content update. You know, the update that caused all the problems. The content that was added in is in the base game now, because I think there was a bit of a kind of backlash, people saying about all the stuff that was being released as additional content was added in as mods and was eating into people's mod space. So I think the last update, Giants added it to the base game rather than put it out as a separate mod. So you'll find these are just in your belt systems in the base game. It's not a mod that you'll need to actually look for. So yeah, that's the situation. So what I'll do now, Laurie can go back, and I will get on with doing a bit of seed treat. First 10,000 litres is running through at the moment, and I say at the moment because it hasn't finished, so I've gone and grabbed the other 6, so that'll be the 16,000 litres off the contract we just did, which is fine. So what I have so far, my auger wagon here, 24,000 litres in it of seed. This one, 10,000 litres, that's full, so 34,000 litres already. What I'm going to do is the 10,000 litres I'm going to store, and then this has still got some in it. We're honking through the seed treat as well though. 1,401 litres still in there, which has got to run through, and then the 6,000 litres that's in here. So what I'll do is I'm going to dump this off as the extra into our silo, bring this back, and I'll keep refilling this. And I think what we'll do is we'll take the 24,000 litres down to the greenhouses to sell. So it'll just be the 24,000 litres. We take anything over and above will come into our storage for what we may need, and if we don't need it, if we get to a point we think, you know what, we've got a ludicrous amount of seed here, I can always take it and sell some more if I want to. That's not a problem. So we'll get that in just to make you aware of what I'm doing. We had 66,948 litres in here, so we should have 76,948 now, which is a lot of seed, let's be honest. Now we'll continue. And again, there are all different ways. You know, if you're trying to raise some extra income, you know, you think about all the different productions you can run. You can do government subsidy signs. You could just put money in if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you what you want to do. You could run your productions. You can do contract work. If you can, you can keep older stuff at the end of contracts, or you can just sell it all at the end of contracts. There are so many different ways you can make extra income if you want to make some extra income. If it is you're saving for something in particular. Some people are just dyed in the wool. I am doing harvesting. I'm planting crops. I'm letting them grow. I'm harvesting them. I'm selling that crop. I'm not doing productions. I'm not doing anything over and above. I'm not doing anything that's against the rules. That's fine. Like I say, there are so many different ways you can go about doing this. I just happen to be doing this with seed. And again, there are companies that do this. There are companies that produce seed. They put the inoculants on and stuff like that. They'll have crops growing. They harvest those crops. They get them coated in inoculant, and they sell them as inoculated, or the various different things you can have. There's all different coatings you can put on seeds to prevent all sorts of things. So why not do it yourself? It happens in the real world, so why not have a go? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Are we I'll just say that's a lot that's come out there. Oh blimey, okay. We're going to have quite a bit, aren't we? Anyway, let's do that. Fill it again, should put it forward a bit. There we go. When that slows down, like now, we've kind of filled it, and all that's doing then is tipping out. I mean, I could leave it just tipping out gradually, so as it's using it from here, it's tipping it from here. I could just leave that running, but I'd just rather just leave it like that, and every now and again just tip some more in. This is going to hit 10,000 again. Yep, quite quickly. I'll unload that. So we're going to end up with that 16,000 litres. What's that? 24, 34, 44. I mean, we could be at 54,000 litres. It's a lot of seed. I guess what I could do now is, this I can do off camera now. If the rest of this is going to go into storage, all I'll do now is whiz down the hill. We'll sell this and see what we get for it. That's out, and that'll be our big harvest done. I've already collected on it. You might have already noticed that our money's gone up, and then I'll keep an eye out. What I need to do now is start looking for a plot of land that we could use for greenhouses. So that'll be, I guess, the next thing. We'll see what we make on selling the seed. I don't know if I need to put any more seed treat in. I think it's been taking it from here. It was only on 47 litres a minute ago, and now it's showing 49.2. So I think it's been taking it from the pallet as it's been chugging away. Right, so yeah, that's the deal. Another 10,000. Let's get that put in. So all the seed is through the seed treat auger. It turned out we had 63,500 litres of seed we gained from the 16,000 litres of soybean off the contract. So if you take the contract as a whole as being lucrative and profitable, I'm only selling 24,000 litres of the seed. We made 47,000 already on the contract. If I then sold all 63,500 litres of seed we produced, take off 1,900 for leasing the seed treat auger, but then to be fair, we did lease that in the last episode, so we haven't really incurred any extra leasing cost on that. And I'm only selling 24,000 litres of the 63.5. Oh, it's doing it there. Okay. Where's the sell point? Okay, that is taking it, so I'm assuming there's one. Oh, there's one other side, isn't there? Okay, well, there you go, it's taking it. So we'll see what we end up with. Oh, it already did a little bit, didn't it? Oh, that's alright. And we'll take it on what was left of this. And we'll combine that. So, 45,000 litres? 45,000 litres. 45,000 on top of the 47,000, and we've still got another 42,000 litres of seed that came off this contract. So, lucrative, profitable, absolutely. Is it something you might want to do? Maybe. If you don't believe in it, that's fine. But it just goes to show there are other ways of, especially now, like I say, and it's that weird thing of, there have been a few things about that you could maybe do certain things with. You know, you can make seed from doing other things, but that seed treat auger coming out in the last content update, that's a big change, and that's a big thing. That's a lot of cha-ching. So there we go. I'm going to go and do my fertilising contract, and then I'm going to be scanning my peepers around to see if I can find myself a plot of land to maybe do some greenhousery. What else? I probably need to go and get some more stone, actually. I might give this a go, because we haven't tried this yet with the 300 horsepower. Take my 2 trailers that I took last time and see if it's any easier transporting 20,000 litres of stone using our new tractor compared to what we used before. I did have a message from HMG saying, lots of initials here, from HMG saying that FSG had issues with this Traction King, having the same problems that I'd had with the Unimog, that the gearing wasn't great and it wasn't pulling properly. I haven't, touch wood, had an issue with that yet, but we'll see. But there you go, we've come to the end of another episode, and there's more to come. We will get some sugarcane done at some point, once we get around to that harvest season, planting season, that kind of thing, because I really want to do some. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.